Okay, so this is an interesting discussion, and it's one that has been going on recently in the games industry, or rather in the games journalism industry. And I figure, hey, we kind of sort of have some relevance in this situation.
Yeah, game development.
Game development and game journalism. Since, we do technically have discussions about gaming news. Kotaku, for those of you who know Kotaku, we often get our articles from Kotaku because they often have interesting news articles.
And sometimes they write articles about stuff we've already covered.
Yes.
Which is kind of mysterious.
We love you. Kind of, sort of. Anyway, there was a very interesting piece written by Stephen Totillo. Totillo?
I think it's Totillo.
Totillo?
Yeah.
Well, Totillo or Totillo, whichever, because it is two L's.
We'll call him our friend Totor.
Our friend Stevie T.
Yes.
He's not really our friend. He doesn't know us. Okay, we know you.
That's not creepy.
I didn't say we knew where he lived. I said we know him. Anyway, he wrote a recent piece about, it's called Price of Games Journalism. And it is a piece that covers kind of, I guess, game development. Okay, it's the price that game journalism companies or websites have to pay in order to be able to do their jobs.
Yeah, it's like the murky area where like games press intersects with game companies.
Just ignore the fly, guys.
There's a fly.
Chill out, there's a fly. It's just a fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they both mutually need each other.
But for some reason, there are a couple of parties specifically mentioned here. Specifically mentioned here, Ubisoft and Bethesda, who have blacklisted Kotaku and a handful of other websites after they have submitted and released, leaks, essentially. For example, Fallout 4 was leaked something like 6 to 8 months before they ever made the announcement at E3.
Yeah.
Originally, on Kotaku, they had script for the entire introduction scene that they posted. They had dialogue with the main character, the dude from the Brotherhood.
Brotherhood of Steel?
No, the one with the Minutemen. What's his name again?
Oh, Preston.
Preston. So they introduced Preston as a character. They said it takes place in Boston.
Wow.
Blah blah. Yeah, it was a huge thing, and they were like, and our source is legit. And Bethesda refuses to comment on all, obviously,
of
right?
Of course, because no one ever comments on rumors and speculation.
Right, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's really important here to remember, right? Is rumors are speculation until proven or confirmed by the company.
Yeah.
Okay, so when a company like Kotaku or Giant Bomb or anybody, IGN, GameSpot, any of these companies releases an article that would leak any information, as far as I'm concerned, it can't be taken completely serious.
No.
Until there's been a confirmation of some kind.
Yeah, for like many reasons. Like sometimes the information might be good, but the game will get canned before it's ever actually announced.
Or everything's been changed.
And then like you end up with this weird situation where people are expecting a game that no longer exists.
Yeah.
It's such a
I think
strange
they also
bit of
broke.
territory.
They also broke that the breakdown of 1313 when Star Wars 1313 was breaking down, and that they were going to can it. They had insider news that it was going to get canned. Before it happened.
There's a lot of like interesting and like important kind of journalism that can come out of like getting that inside scoop.
I believe so, absolutely.
But yeah, it does obviously end up kind of burning bridges with publishers, because then like you're kind of ruining their day in a lot of ways.
You are. And there's
sometimes it's necessary when it's like an actual like intense piece. Like a studio breaking down from the inside is like something really really good. When there was the big expose, I think it was Patrick Klepek did back when he was at MTV about the firing of like the Call of Duty creators, right? Where they were being like escorted out by security and stuff, and like this was all being done like hush hush.
Or the piece
like
Kotaku
stuff like
did.
that
The
is
piece Kotaku did about the internals at Konami, how there's been surveillance
Yeah.
of employees and
stuff like that is like great. Stuff like, oh, there's a new Assassin's Creed game that we're gonna leak. It's like, yeah, there's a new Assassin's Creed game every year. Like, this isn't news to anyone.
It kind of makes me think, okay, it's like, I guess it's kind of where do you draw the line when it comes to being a journalist? What is the most that you should be able to not feel bad about doing? But at the same time, as a publisher, as a company, as a developer, how will you react?
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the most important thing.
The
because it's the how. Because as far as I'm concerned, it's like two little babies. Okay? So Kotaku's like, oh, we found out this thing, so we're going to tell everybody about it. It's like, and an analogy I used this week while I was having a discussion with somebody was, I find out that Nick is up for a Nobel Prize, literature prize. He's like, I am? Okay? And then I tell everybody about it. Like, hey, Nick is up for a Pulitzer, or a Nobel Peace Prize or something. And he wanted to tell us. He wanted to break the news to us when it came time to release because it's not official yet. And he wanted to release the information to us. But I went out and I found out, and I was so excited that I told everybody about it. And then Nick would just find out that I told everybody about it and be like, "That's not cool, man. That's not cool." Except when he finally wins his Pulitzer or his Nobel Prize or whatever, then I'd be like, Nick, can I see it? And what Bethesda and Ubisoft have done is he essentially like, no, my prize, you told everybody about it, screw you. Which I think is incredibly immature.
It is.
I think it's super immature,
Yeah.
and they even sent out, because obviously the guys at Kotaku have contacts at other news sources, and the guys at the other news sources, they were like, hey, have you guys received a copy of Fallout 4? And they're like, yeah, we've been playing it for like a week. And they're like, seriously? Like, yeah, here's the letter they sent us, and they put an embargo on a media embargo.
Yeah.
They were like, so don't release information on the information that you've received before a certain date.
Yeah.
You're
Bethesda
like,
did
what?
that.
Bethesda did that with Fallout 4.
Okay.
And they were like, okay. And then they were like, the fuck? So they sent that letter to the guys at Kotaku, because obviously you can't keep news journalists away from each other, right? They're going to find out about everything.
Yeah. That's their job.
It is their job. The purpose of a journalist is to bust this thing wide open.
Yeah.
Literally. It is the purpose. It's why the Watergate scandal happened. It's why all kinds of scandals have happened. It's why all kinds of interesting news comes out. But the thing is information, and this is my opinion, that information doesn't hurt these companies.
No.
I honestly agree with you. It's like, how would they hurt
yes
them?
and no. I mean, especially when it's like revealing things that like are unannounced. You always want to like get your game out there with the best foot forward that you can, right? You want to be like the big blowout at a E3 or something. I'm like, look at this cool thing. We got our trailer. We got
Final
screenshots.
Fantasy VII Remake, perfect example.
When someone just comes out and like, basically bursts your balloon, and it's just like, oh yeah, we knew about this like forever ago. Yeah, it looks cool, but like it's not a surprise. It can be like very demoralizing for the development team themselves.
Yeah.
So it's again, it's that weird balance of like, yeah, technically they're well within their right to leak things.
At the same time,
but at the same time, like maybe like you're just ruining someone's day, and you're not actually like. You should think about like, is there actually anything important that will be gleaned from this leak, right? Important in the sense of not just like, oh, well, I will have more information about a game, or people will have more information about this game. Of just like, will this actually change something in anyone's life?
Well,
right?
remember that the purpose of journalism is there's competition between journalists or like news media and news outlets. So the purpose is always get the scoop.
Yeah,
If
but
you've
then the
got
question is like, is it a
potentially
scoop,
the
or are you
biggest
just
scoop?
showing like
a Bethesda employee goes, yo, here's the script for Fallout 4, and you're like, okay. You're like,
Yeah, something like that is much definitely a bigger like deal because it's there's not a new Fallout game every year, right?
There isn't.
The fact that one exists is like everyone expects it,
Fallout
but nobody
4
knows when it's coming.
Fallout 4 is speculation, much like Half-Life 3.
Yeah, well, Half-Life 3 probably doesn't exist.
It'll never happen. Third games never happen.
For
with Valve.
reasons like at
There's
this point.
never a third.
At this point,
there's never a third game involved.
Yeah, I know. But like at this point, like if Half-Life 3 were to come out, it would never live up to expectations.
No.
So they will probably never release it.
No, actually, there's. I'm not sure if it was on Kotaku or on another gaming outlet, but someone from Valve contacted them and told them why Half-Life 3 is not happening. And it's because of the change in focus of Steam from making games to
Being
having a platform to put out games. And as they were developing on making Steam better and better, the coders and art people and all that stuff were being taken away from Half-Life 3. So right now there's like 6 people working on Half-Life 3 and it's going nowhere. So they're getting paid to do nothing, basically.
It's weird though because Valve has like their whole like this is a whole other topic.
Yeah,
like,
obviously.
Valve has their whole like there are no dev teams, you work on what you want structure.
Yeah. It's
So
very open.
I guess maybe there's just like a handful of employees. They're like, no, we still really want Half-Life 3.
Maybe. I think Half-Life 3 would possibly be the biggest games announcement on the planet after the Final Fantasy VII remake.
I really like the kind of jokey, but I hope it's like if Half-Life 3 were to come out, I hope it would be this way,
And
where it's just
not
announced
like,
and released
not
on
like
the same
Duke
day.
Nukem Forever.
No, but like I just announce and release it on the same day, right? Like that would be
guys,
the greatest thing.
Half-Life 3 is
Just like you just load up Steam one day
today,
and just like
What?
front page of Steam, just like on a random day, just Half-Life 3 now available.
Governments implode. The planet ends. Half-Life 3 confirmed.
Yeah, that'll be it. It'll be like as like the world is like sinking, global warming has killed us all. It's just like, all right, release it. You're like,
release
oh, no.
the Half-Life.
Just like Gabe Newell with one of his blades, just going. Do it.
With the fedora.
And then he just presses a big red button.
In a bunker underground, yeah. There's like a switch that he flips up and presses the big red button. And then meanwhile, I'm just imagining like me, like it's like the end of Titanic scene where I'm like holding onto the edge of like a floating piece of wood. And I'm like, oh, I can't hold on. And someone's like, Half-Life 3 is released. And I'm just like, shit.
Your phone vibrates.
Yeah,
It's a notification from Steam saying Half-Life 3 is now available.
A game on your wish list is now available. Also, we put it on your wish list. We know.
That's amazing. Yeah, but back to the subject though.
Yeah, that was a hell of a tangent.
That's alright. It's a good tangent though. Best tangent possible. But
Lucas is dying.
He's gonna die here. I think that Ubisoft and Bethesda reacted in the wrong way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
by
especially over
blacklisting them in
like-
a sense where, yes, okay, now it's too late. The information is out there. Somebody in your entourage at your studio let the information get out. They broke their NDA. It's not the journalist's fault.
Exactly.
Okay? So don't punish the journalist. Use the reaction, use the public reaction to fix what there is to potentially fix. Because let's say they're like, Fallout 4 is going to be released. It's official. Here, it's happening in Boston. This is one of the characters. This is the first opening scene. This is the setting. This is the whole idea. And then people just like, damn, that looks sick. Then you know you're on the right track.
It's funny that like they specifically list like those two blacklists, and they say that in their idea the reason is because of the Fallout 4 leak and because of the Assassin's Creed Victory, which was became Syndicate, but was Victory at the time.
Oh really?
Leak, and I actually understand like the Ubisoft blacklisting them over that one more than I understand the Bethesda one.
Oh,
like the Bethesda one is just like, you ruined our surprise. Ah!
Yeah, they're like, boo, no game for you.
But the Assassin's Creed Victory / Syndicate leak, you have to put it into the context of when that got leaked, and they got leaked right at the same time that Unity came out and was a total horror show. And so it was just like, this game is totally busted. Wait, they're already making next year's game? Does this mean that like the reason that this is totally busted is because they were concentrating on that other one?
Yeah.
And so it casts the company in a really, really bad light.
Even
if it's not the case, because in reality, there's like 8 million different people working on Assassin's Creed, and like there's 25 different teams or whatever.
Yeah.
So like they can work on, like, they're staggering their game releases. They have some people working on one.
Yeah. Well, the way that at least Ubisoft said they worked is that there's a team working on an Assassin's Creed, and then they release a yearly Assassin's Creed, then the team from before releases their Assassin's Creed, so it's always
it's 2-year cycles of development
for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, you're still putting out a new game every year, and there's not a big enough difference in the game's mechanics, the looks, the story, the setting.
Yeah, so it hurts them. It hurts them when a company like
so when it comes out, like,
example,
we might understand that, but a lot of people don't actually know that that's how that works. But those people might be the ones reading the article, and they're like, wait, I just bought this game and it's broken, and now there's already this other game that's far enough along that it has all this stuff.
But then again, I mean, you look at it though, Nick. I mean, is it worth blacklisting potentially? Because it's not a confirmation, right?
It's never worth blacklisting them. I'm just saying that I understand them being pissed off about that a bit more, because that was very much like
the timing was
casting Ubisoft in a really bad light.
But at the same time, Nick, whose fault is that?
Oh yeah, like I said, I do not condone blacklisting them.
No, but I mean, but blacklisting aside,
Unity was a shit show, and that was Ubisoft's fault. Like, there you go. That was very much the case.
I also want to add that when Ubisoft released Unity, they released another Assassin's Creed on pre-gen at the same time.
Yes, it was. Oh my god!
Rogue, wait, wasn't Rogue at the same time as 4?
Unity.
Rogue was the same time as Unity
because Unity came in current gen. Rogue
you're right.
Gen, and a lot of people that I know, besides the fact that Unity was a broken piece of shit, Rogue had the better story. It had
Rogue is like the better of the two.
It was
from what
basically
I've heard.
Black Flag, but set in a different place with better mechanics. So, and also the fact that Assassin's Creed went from, hey look, we have like a mini game with boats, to look, you're a fucking pirate. Boats is like the main concentration of the game, to, well, now you're in France and you don't have a boat, versus you still have a boat and this game is pretty cool.
Yeah,
and you're playing a Templar.
Yeah. Oh yeah, really? That's Rogue?
Yeah,
Rogue is you're an assassin. Like, no.
I mean, at the same time, like it you don't want to fall into the trap where it's like, well, we made that one game with boats and people liked it. Now every game needs boats.
No, obviously, but when you
but I mean, it was the best.
Really
it was the best
mechanic.
reception for a mechanic by Ubisoft since like climbing buildings. Like
going back to not having any of it is obviously bad. Keeping the same thing forever is what landed them in the place where they are right now.
Yeah.
Maybe go and try something different.
Tell them that. I mean, every single game they make is the same thing.
Me personally,
all they're releasing now is new Far Cry's, new Assassin's Creed's, new Rayman.
Oh, to be fair, the new Far Cry is completely different, looking at least. Maybe mechanically it'll be exactly the same. I'm hoping it'll be different enough. I didn't play the fourth one because it looked identical.
Well, I guess we'll just wait for Kotaku to leak it.
So, what would our viewers think of blacklisting?
Yeah, it's an interesting
media
subject. What's your opinion on the matter? Do you think that media outlets should be held responsible for the leaks that they let out, and that they should, they get what's coming to them essentially, or do you think more along the lines that game companies should be more transparent with their games, talk more about their stuff? And they shouldn't be holding the journalists accountable for mistakes that they're making. Let us know in the comments below. Alright guys, thanks for watching. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like down below. Feel free to also subscribe so you can get more of our awesome videos. You can check us out on Facebook at Too Much Sugar Films, and on Twitter at TMS_films. And if you want to watch more of our pretty sweet videos, you should check us out right over here.